Port Charles had a way of holding its breath before everything went wrong. Friday morning dawned calm, almost polite, but beneath the surface, secrets were already lining up like dominoes. At the Metro Court rooftop bar, Josslyn Jax sat across from a man who thought he was winning. She smiled. That was the problem. The cards lay between them, the final hand in a friendly poker game meant to be nothing more than a distraction. Her opponent, an overconfident tech investor visiting town, leaned back in his chair, convinced her tells were obvious. He didn't notice the way Josslyn's eyes never flickered, how her fingers rested steady on the glass of club soda. Inside, her heart was pounding. Don't blink, don't fold, don't show him anything. When the last card flipped, silence hit the table. Josslyn pushed her chips forward, all in. Gasps rippled. The investor hesitated, then laughed. "You're bluffing." Josslyn met his gaze, cool and unreadable. "Am I?" Moments later she stood, collecting her winnings while applause broke out around her, but the victory felt hollow. This wasn't about money, it was about proving something, to herself, and to the ghosts of mistakes she still carried. Across town, Jason Morgan was making a very different kind of gamble. In a quiet warehouse by the docks, Jason stared at the man who had just offered him a way out and a way back in, all at once. The deal was risky, dangerous, and it would pull him deeper into a world he'd sworn to keep Sonny's family away from. "You walk now," the man said, "or you double down and make sure this threat disappears for good." Jason didn't answer right away. He thought of Carly's warnings, of the way danger always multiplied when you tried to control it. He thought of the people who paid the price when he hesitated. Finally, he nodded. "I'm in." The man smiled. Jason didn't. Doubling down meant committing fully, and Jason knew better than anyone that once you crossed certain lines, there was no erasing the consequences. As he walked out, his phone buzzed with a single message. No name, no explanation. "Be careful, you're being watched." Jason slipped the phone back into his pocket, jaw tightening. Whatever was coming next, he'd face it head on. He always did. Meanwhile, at the courthouse, the tension between Cody Bell and Molly Lansing finally snapped. It started as a disagreement, quiet, controlled, the kind Molly preferred. She had her files stacked neatly, her arguments rehearsed. Cody, on the other hand, had been running on fumes and frustration for days. "You don't get it," he said, pacing. "This isn't just paperwork. People get hurt when the system drags its feet." Molly kept her voice even, "And people get hurt when emotions override the law." That was it. Cody stopped pacing, turned on her, and the words exploded out. "Easy for you to say. You've always had rules to hide behind." The courtroom hallway echoed with the accusation. A few heads turned. Molly stiffened, hurt flashing across her face before she masked it. "That's unfair," she said quietly, "and you know it." Cody ran a hand through his hair, regret already setting in, but he couldn't pull the words back. "Maybe, but I'm tired of pretending the law fixes everything." Molly gathered her files, her hands shaking just slightly. "And I'm tired of being blamed for doing my job." She walked away, heels clicking sharply against the floor, leaving Cody standing alone with the damage he'd just done. Back at the hospital, the day took another turn. Josslyn stopped by to check on a patient when she nearly collided with Jason in the hallway. The moment froze, two people carrying entirely different secrets, both too good at hiding them. "You okay?" Jason asked, studying her face. Josslyn smiled again, that same polished poker face. "Yeah, just a long day." Jason nodded, though something in his expression suggested he didn't buy it. "Be careful," he said, echoing the warning still ringing in his own ears. As Jason walked away, Josslyn's smile faded. She exhaled, shoulders slumping for just a second before she straightened again. No one could know how close she was to folding, or how much she'd already risked. Across Port Charles, Cody sat alone at a bar staring into a drink he hadn't touched. He pulled out his phone, typed a message to Molly, then deleted it. Some apologies needed time, others needed proof. And Jason, watching the docks from his car, made one final call. "It's done, but if this goes sideways, I'll handle it." The line went dead. Port Charles exhaled as night fell, unaware that every move made that day, every bluff, every gamble, every outburst, had set the stage for consequences that wouldn't be ignored for long. Because in this town, poker faces cracked, bets came due, and nobody walked away clean.